Hello and welcome to the first Moto Bird video for the channel. And I thought, what better way to celebrate the first video I'm doing covering my motorcycle enthusiast stuff than to talk about mishaps. What can go wrong? I should probably start at the beginning with the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course, but I wanna put a little more thought into how I'm gonna structure that, because I don't want to give anyone the false impression that I'm some sort of expert. So, as you may have guessed, I like motorcycles, and I've liked them my whole life, and I've been fortunate enough to have experiences my whole life with them on and off. Granted, there's incredible, huge gaps in between each experience, so I don't mean to make it seem like I grew up with motorcycles. But in today's video, we're going to talk about moto mishaps, or various accidents I've had as a motorcycle passenger or operator. The first time that I can really remember, and we're going to do these in chronological order, by the way, for the most part. The first experience I remember having with a motorcycle was in the Philippines when I was about 8 years old. I was there vacationing with my family, my mom's side of the family, and both of my step-parents. They're all from the Philippines, so it was just me, my mom, and a family friend. I don't know why, my stepdad or my brother weren't with me on this particular excursion, but I don't remember the town or whatever we were in. We bounced around a bit between Cebu, Manila, Cagayan. There were quite a few locations that we went to, and we were doing threesies on a motorcycle. And yeah, it's just as illegal out there as it is over here. And granted, this was the mid-'80s. My uncle or family friend, we called everybody uncle, it was his motorcycle, and then my mom got on behind him, and then I was the last one on. And I do remember trying to put my flip-flop directly on top of the exhaust because it was a comfortable spot. And he told me, like, no, you cannot put your foot there. And he didn't totally explain it, but, you know, a motorcycle exhaust can get up there in temperatures. We're talking a couple hundred, sometimes a couple thousand degrees Fahrenheit. But believe it or not, you only need a couple inches away from it to be in the safe zone. So I put my foot up somewhere on the bike. I don't know how I managed, but I was able to keep my foot away from the exhaust, and we're riding around the city. And then I believe the very last stop we made before heading home, we had to dismount again. When you have that many people on the bike, you've got to have them dismount the last person first, you know, and so on and so forth. So since I was the last person to get on, I had to be the first one to get off, and I decided, hey, I'll get off on the right side of the bike, because I didn't know any better. And for those of you who are not fully aware, most motorcycles, possibly not all, but most of them have an exhaust on the right side. So I flip my leg over the right side, trying to reach the street. My bare shin hits the exhaust, and fried chicken. I don't recall crying, but I must have, because it hurt quite a good bit. They put some ointment and some bandages on it, I think on the spot. Thankfully, it didn't scar either. I don't recall the burn sticking around very long at all. I don't even think I had it to show friends for very long. The next time I could ever remember riding a motorcycle, okay, it was a moped that my friend had purchased, and I don't think he ever got a license for it, and I never saw him riding that thing outside of the one night he showed it to us. But he would ask us, do you want to take turns? We would ride to the end of the street and ride back. We'd do solo rides. And it's actually not so bad. I actually didn't have any real issues. I just got really scared. So we fast forward many years, and I get my own motorcycle. I take the Motorcycle Safety Foundation licensing course, or the MSF course. It was difficult for me anyway. I'm going to do a separate video on that and really do a deep dive. For the sake of this video, I'll mention how there was this little introductory course. It was like a 2-hour mini class that had 2 people in it, and it was just to show us the absolute basics of getting on a motorcycle, balancing, and a little bit of riding towards the end of the 2 hours. So when we got to that point, I'm looking at the other person, getting kind of jealous of how good they are. They had prior experience, and I kept staring. That target fixation got me, and lost control of the bike. I dropped it, and myself, of course. My head, thankfully, did not hit the ground, but my finger got a little hurt, and I dented the tank on the bike, and the instructor was super nice about it. He said it wasn't really a big deal, that's why we do these things, and I had to sign a waiver describing any injuries I may have gotten, and I was good to go. And I eventually did get a license, so don't worry, I did eventually, after taking the class and failing the first time through. But we'll talk about that in the video. I of course would have many mishaps where the bike would stall while I was in traffic, and a car might honk at me. Everybody stalls. But in this particular occasion that I wanted to mention, I was going to visit my friend, and I forgot to downshift when I was at a stoplight in traffic. And what that means is I wasn't in a low enough gear to get the bike going again once the light turned green. But sometimes you can give it a little extra juice, give it a little extra juice, and you get that bike going again. And it seemed to work this time. I was like, oh no. But then the bike started moving. It was sputtering, but it started moving, so I thought I was in the clear. Not very far up the road, just a few yards, the bike completely turned off on me. And I was thankfully able to coast into the nearby gas station. And I felt super embarrassed. I don't think anyone knew what had happened. I did see another motorcyclist look in my direction. I don't know if they were trying to figure out if I was having trouble or not, or if they were just checking out my awesome bike. And I have one more story about the first day I was riding my bike. And I know I said I would do this in chronological order, but I changed my mind. On the first day that I had my license, that I was riding my bike around, I decided I am going to go and get it inspected right away. On my way to this place, I was making a right turn. I decided to take the turn at full speed, because full speed was only about 30 miles an hour. And if you had any sort of riding experience, a 30 mile per hour turn is not the worst. One day riding me could not do it. I made the turn really wide. I hit the curb on the left side of the street, fell over, and embarrassed myself. Again, my head did not hit the ground. Just my pride was wounded, and got a few new scuffs in the fairings of the bike, but I ended up swapping those out later anyway. But a passerby helped me up and helped me put the bike upright, and they were so nice about it. They got out of their car while they were in traffic and helped me out, and were able to get going right away. And I thanked them, and I'm like, it's my first day on the bike. And they said something like, yeah, I could tell. But hey, I've had worse things happen, like burning my leg on an exhaust pipe. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my moto mishaps. Hopefully I never have to do another one of these videos where I'm the star, because I'm like gonna become such a good rider. Oh, no, we're not doing another one of these. Okay, fine. We'll do one more little video talking about other mistakes I've made on a motorcycle. And then hopefully that'll be it, unless other people want to submit things to me. If you have some stories that are interesting enough, if you've had some motorcycle mishaps and you want to share them with me, once I get enough stories, I might do another one of these moto mishap videos. But until then, please like and subscribe. I know that sounds a bit redundant, but it really helps out. And if you want to get notifications, click that little bell. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Vroom, vroom. Make sure to wear your helmet.